And it is time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott with the Mornings team for Friday, October 27th, getting ready for game one of the World Series between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers. Oh my, it's going to be a great World Series between these two teams. Who's going to win? The road team, of course. Come on, these two teams are uh, road winners here. I don't. Warriors is overused. Let's save that for the real heroes. But man, these teams always win on the road in the postseason. How can the home teams even win when it comes to Arizona and Texas coming up? Hope you guys enjoy the World Series. There's only you know, 7 games possible. Let's hope we get 7 games. We continue the sports equinox today here on Friday. We'll be in action with the World Series, of course, a big NBA card. There's hockey as well. 1 game in college football. And how did you guys do last night with NFL football? What a game, huh? Between the Bucks and the Bills. Let's say hello to some folks. Get rolling with the morning steam. Banner it up and see what we got today for Friday, October 27th. Hi, everybody. Good to see you folks here, ready for a great sports weekend. Only a month left of the college football regular. Where is the time gone? They. It feels like some people say, "Hey, like I say, life's too short to pass," right? And sometimes we say, "Oh, there are plenty of games to come," or uh, it's a long season. No, season's here, come and gone. It's October 27th. Happy Halloween. Hello to Blake, Ferner, and Gerardo today. Gerardo can roll us maybe with some football winners. We know we got some big games this weekend. I'm just thinking of, for all the great sports this weekend, we do have, the Manchester Derby this weekend. Both teams unbeaten. I know United has all those draws, but interesting that the Manchester Derby comes in, both teams undefeated, 9 games into the season. But let's talk about maybe what happened last night in Thursday night football. As Blake comes in saying, cashed it, cashed it, cashed it. All right, uh, for the Bills and the Bucks. Man, if Godwin would have just looked up, he might have had that touchdown. He came in with what, 0 touchdowns this season. He got one, but thank you, Ferner. We had some winners. It looks like yesterday. But the Hail Mary at the end of the game, the Bucks got the cover. I don't know if you guys were here yesterday as I tried to describe what I thought might happen in the game. Uh, you guys probably thought it as well. This is the sharpest sports chat on the internet. That's why you guys are here. Like to think it's a little bit of a secret at this point, but we talked about it, right? How you don't want Baker Mayfield, uh, with the ball down 6 points trying to win the game. But if you're down 14 points and you're getting 9 points, you might want a guy like Baker Mayfield in the game. And yeah, there were some penalties, but it's hard to argue they weren't legitimate penalties. I mean, that was a face mask, whatever. So they got into position, got the cover, and the Bucks, losers of 4 of their last 5, no doubt. Uh, but still, Tampa 3-0 against the spread as a road underdog. So we look for the spots, right? And we were able to pull off a winner here yesterday with Tampa on the show. See if I got the card here from yesterday. I'd like to go over the winners here. Here we go. That's just under the desk. No big deal. It's not as crazy as it looks around here. But we were able to we gave you Tampa Bay on the show, and with those points, so they did get it done, and we had a premium winner on the under. Well, some people do call me the luckiest handicapper alive. So, anyways, the Bills get the win. That's what you want. If you're Buffalo, considering what's going on right now throughout the league. So, Buffalo in the first half, again, looked pretty good. Second half, they kind of slowed down a little bit, but Allen 324 yards and two touchdowns. Tampa Bay definitely in position to win that game late. So I think, look, it is apparent that Buffalo may not be over the top championship good. With these teams, I mean, it's marginal. They're still a Super Bowl contender. Let's face it, but their arrow has trended down as far as convincing victories. And, to me, you always want to be covering those spreads. That's kind of the indication of when you're trending upward and not downward. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the game last night. Baker had 237 yards and two touchdowns. Buffalo's 5-3. You guys are talking a little bit about college football, and well, I said on the show yesterday. Look, I mean, I'm fire more than anybody. And thanks, Blake. That's nice of you, man. I like it. Smash it. Thank you for being here, everybody. So, and again, I try to give as good a synopsis. I mean, we've got Tony, we've got Ben with his videos, and hey, Marlo Pettis is coming in with his videos now as well here on the channel. And of course, we've got pardon me, other live programming here. I'm just trying to wake up. Other live programming with Mindy and Tiffany with midday plays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and the drive through with Tony T and the Pick Dogs crew, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Free picks up and down the channel today here on Friday. Dwight's here today too. And we'll recap college football here a little bit, Syracuse and Virginia Tech. So I had said yesterday I'm probably not going to make it to a premium in college football. Well, that was half true. There were some FCS games that I was interested in, but in the two main games, I did not feel of tremendous interest and did not get there in premium land, believe it or not, with the two games. But Syracuse got rocked by Virginia Tech. I had concerns. I could only make the recommendation on the air here. Thank you, guys. And Georgia Southern rocks. We gave that one out here on the air on the show. Georgia Southern, good job, you guys. On that NBA action, look, Philadelphia, you do the right things, right? We talk about it a little bit. Sometimes you just got to do the right thing. I mean, hey, when those guys in their big egos and big wallets start to not live up to their expectations, make the move. Philadelphia should make the move and show some of these guys, a guy like James Harden. You don't want him, starting your big championship game or whatever. So you don't want him. He's not, he's not good for the culture. I'm sure he's a fine man. Seems like a very fun guy to go hang out with at the club and everything, and let him by. But Milwaukee got the win. Philly got the cover last night in the opener, and the Suns. Real nice effort from the Suns last night against the Lakers. They came with it here a little bit. We talked about the injuries to the Suns in the backcourt yesterday in the game with the Lakers. So the Lakers were able to come from behind and get that win, but I don't think they got the money for most people on that 6-point favorite. So they trailed early. They were down by a dozen points, but they rallied from behind in the fourth quarter. The Suns, the shooting went awry, no doubt about it. LeBron had the points in the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis, I know you guys look. Easy to criticize AD, and I saw you guys in the chat. We all want to, make fun of AD. I even did it on the air yesterday, talking about the injury he had with his finger. Right, we Anthony Davis in the lineup. You guys, he's an elite player. You guys know that. Sometimes maybe players worry about themselves too much when a little injury comes up, like they don't want anything, some players play through things, right, and others want to get it checked out. So AD, though, no doubt, was the star of the game. I thought 30 points, 13 rebounds, and both teams shot, pretty bad. I thought low 40% range in the game, and probably should have given out the under there. And Lillard in the other game, pretty good acquisition by Milwaukee, right? I mean, everybody wants to find some other team, other than Denver and Milwaukee. I mean, good luck to you. At this point, it feels like come and get me. All right. Otherwise, we're going back, Denver, running it back, Denver and Milwaukee right now. I know we're on the first week of the season, but man, Damian Lillard. Werner likes Maxi here. Joey, hello. Nice to have you on this Friday. Is it going to be a beautiful day? It feels good. I feel good. After yesterday, I'll take you over to Tony'sPicks.com and let you know why I'm in a better mood today. Subscribers know. There we go. Thomas, let me see what Thomas is saying here. You know me, their best days are behind them. I thought you were saying our best days are behind us, Tom. Not to say, I just feel like you and me are in the same boat. All right, Ray's here today as well. I feel like our best days are still ahead. Our best days are still ahead. They just might not be as thrilled, I don't know. Gerardo wants to bet live and see him in those other chat rooms, betting those periods. Ray says he ended up on the Sixers in that game. Yeah, and you know what? Bad on me yesterday on that with the Bucks, because looking back at it, I was the one that came on and said, "Hey, good, Sixers, leave James Harden behind, and your team will be better." Right? And look, there's it's not just lip service on some of this stuff. Sure, you're going to have James Harden. You're going to have spectacular moments. He could go down there and, make, three 27-footers in a row. And everybody's like, oh, look at this. It's great. And, he has heart too, but you just can't play the ego game really too much in the NBA. Got to have some sense of team. All right, let's go to Tony'sPicks.com and I'll get this show started because we got so much action today here on this Sports Equinox Day. Back to the Sports Equinox here. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and you'll have to listen to a commercial for Ramon Scott, basically. Because I had a pretty decent day here yesterday with the premium picks on the site. A little 7-1 action here. I was already celebrating the big day here. Hello to Dave. Nice to see you. Champion Dave. Your Eagles beat my Highlanders last week for the big championship. Congratulations, Dave. The prize is in the mail for that. Okay, brother. Hey, so I went 7-1 yesterday with my premium picks. 3-1 in hockey. I was already ordering up the most elite pizza by the middle of the night with the wins coming in. And, by the time my last game came up and ended up a loser with the Blues and the Flames, I was already pretty satisfied. Would I like to get a little 8-0? Sure. But 7-1 yesterday, including 2 plays in college football. I had Central Connecticut, even though all that sharp money came in on Long Island in FCS action. I liked Central in the game. It wasn't easy. And, of course, I had NC Central subscribers. You might have read the write-up that what I described about basically just two teams that were just completely, one was good and one was bad, and NC Central put up 62 points on South Carolina State. So these are some of the differences. You guys are great handicappers, and I'm sure, look, part of doing this is just being able to come on every day, making sure you get your picks in, being a professional, like any job, right? I mean, look, there are a million people selling insurance. There are a million people building cars, hopefully with getting back to work and solving their issues in whatever job you're doing. And you could do this job as I could. I just choose this type of work. But here's the differences: when you do the work, you can uncover games like this, like some of these FCS games that I love, and NC Central rolls for an easy premium winner yesterday, 62 to whatever, part of my 7-1 day. Also, hockey winners for me included uh, Ducks and Bruins over. We gave you the Ducks yesterday. We gave you a lot of. Werner was who was talking about the rough hockey in there. Werner, was that you? No, who was it? Werner was saying he didn't have as great a hockey day, but hopefully we can pick that up. But man, we had some good winners in here yesterday. Winnipeg and the Jets to go. Winnipeg and the Red Wings to go under. We had the Kraken yesterday puck line. Also had Columbus and Montreal over, and um, other free winners we had on the show as well included the Blues on the puck line on the road. Also had a premium winner, Maple Leafs Stars under. Let's bump up some of the other guys as well. I think that covered it up. Sixers Bucks over was my premium winner in the NBA. So let's keep it up. A lot of information rolling in here as we get the morning started and try to keep you abreast of some of the line changes going on as we get, started with the show here. But let's pump up the other cappers as well, because it wasn't just me. It was Chauncey Giles doing a good job here. 78% yesterday. Hollywood Sam, 75%. Nick Bartini came in with a 6-4 day. There's Pravi also with a winning day. Eli Richards had a winner with his only play on Thursday, and Ralph Raymond. For the last 7 days over at Tony'sPicks.com, it's still Hollywood Sam crushing at 65%. He's up almost 10 units over the last 7 days. Daniel Walasachuk up 6 3/4 units. Eli Richards hitting 67% over the last 7 days. Chauncey Giles and Pravi also in the profit over the last 7 days. Over the last 30 days, it's Hollywood Sam. He's up 41 units over the last 30 days. Dime players, you're up big time, $40,000 over the last 30 days. That isn't out of the question. If you're paying for these picks, I know that, look, we have a lot of fun here. Some of the people take this very, very seriously. I respect everybody from whatever your bankroll is. So your mileage may vary, but just need to point that out. Sam just absolutely destroying 41 units of profit. Joseph Schultz up 19 units. Ben Ruhala right there, 13 units. Big difference between folks. I got to be honest. Big difference between Ben Ruhala and some of the folks that you see here. Ben Ruhala appears here on the channel and puts himself out there. So Ben up 13 units. Chauncey Giles, Daniel Walasachuk, good profit over the last 30 days. And I'm up there still leading the handicapper leaderboards for the year. Let's take a look at the premium picks, see what the cappers have locked and loaded here so far for today. 3 packs, 5 packs, 7 packs from our team of cappers here for Friday and a big day. Eli Richards has a 5-pack in the NBA. Nick Bartini, a 3-pack as well. well. He's the face of Platinum Cappers, Platinum Bella. He's got 3 plays in the NBA for the action tonight. And Nick Lagaretos has soccer action today, including Nice and Clermont. Also, he's got that Spurs and Palace game this afternoon. Also, a game here, it looks like, also from Spain with Girona and Celta Vigo. All right. Also, let's take a look at discount plays and best bets from the crew. Best bets today from Pravi and from Bella, from Joseph and from Ralph. They've got best bets today. $15 plays introductory offer from Daniel here today. He's got it in college football. The game tonight will preview between Florida Atlantic and Charlotte. I'll also preview more college football here at the end of the show. Probably go over another half a dozen games, I hope, and then we'll preview the late action tomorrow. We got a big card tomorrow here for another 2-hour show at least. I mean, there's so much action, we better just get to it. So use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% on all premium pick packages, including mine on Friday. If you missed out on the 7-1, hey, no one lights up the leaderboard like I do. I promise you guys, especially if you've been here with me. I've been doing a morning steam show now for well over a year, and basically been on Tony's channel, the 40,000 subscriber juggernaut, since January of 2022. So you see how I do it. Maybe a little bit different than some of the cappers on here, being a market watcher like I am. But hey, the results are there. And when I start to heat up, usually get these strong weekends. I can easily roll and have done it plenty of times, 7-1, 9-3, 8-2, all in a row on a weekend. So why not grab the packages this week? Grab a 3-day pass right now. It is Friday. This is the best situation to experience the Ramon Scott Edge. You get the 3-day all sports pass. That'll get you through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even just wait a little while. There's no game until 3 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to be involved in that 3 p.m. tilt on the ice, but nonetheless, wait a little bit before you grab that package from me, and that'll even extend you to Monday. So really, it says a 3-day all sports pass, $99 right there. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%, and then wait until you're comfortable. Well, these lines may move a little bit, but I think we're okay today, and I want you to get 4 days out of it. So if you subscribe before the first games come out, you'll also be in line for that Monday action. It's really 4 days of all sports premium pass with Ramon Scott, me. Certainly look at all these multi-capper sites. Look at their handicapper leaderboards. I respect them all. These type of sites that have the tracking with the multi-cappers, that's why you join these sites, right? Everyone's responsible for one another. Nobody's getting over on one another. Yeah, someone runs the site. You'd hear about it, man, if there was something funny going on, kind of like, when they talk about with the betting nowadays and the players, right? You'd know. The books know. That's why we make you sign up. That's why we want to know who you are, because no one goes in, they say, hey, I'll just walk in the book and drop $1 million. Oh, yeah, some bookmakers just be like, hey, I'll take your $1 million bet, mister. I don't know who you are. So, anyways, what you have with me is serious sports information here that you can put your hard-earned money on. And if you're doing fine, that's great. Free winners up and down the channel. But if you just need a little bit of extra winners this weekend, I'm standing by, and I'll be here all weekend with the big cards. Thanks a lot, you guys, for listening. Let's go back over to the site. Say hello to anybody else who walked in, including Jason, who hasn't been here in a while. Nice to see you, Jason. And let's see, also, let me say hi to Dave again. He's talking about our rivalry. Dave and I, we have a personal rivalry from dating back. We used to do, we're longtime buddies back to our nearly teenage years. And his team beat mine in high school for the second straight year. My team's always been the best. Now his team is the best. Ferner here today. Let's see who else we got that walked in. Fernando had a good day, and Dave's ready for the World Series. There's Jason. And hey, Jason, you know what? I think considering the way everybody tried to bury our Crimson Tide, you know what? It hasn't been on all, it's been okay, right? Can't just go out and crush every year. And I think we've salvaged this season a little bit here for Alabama. It's not over. We know that. I mean, there's still plenty of opportunity for Alabama. Joey had a 4-teamer. Jason's also got his plays. Thank you, Solo. Thank Inferner. I hope that's me, because certainly, talk about some of the NHL cappers, and it's my number 4, for sport. I mean, I'm from Southern California, so, but maybe in handicapping, it might be my best. What else we got? I got all your great comments, but we got to start this show. All right. Oh, Frederick Lundy. That's who we've got to say hello to. Hello, hello. Let's get it going, Solo. Oh, so much action. Let's start. Come on. Go, Ramon. Go. Let's start with the World Series, you guys. All right, I may even be jumping the gun here a little bit with this total. So get rolling with Game 1 of the World Series tonight between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers, and a great pitching matchup as well with Zach. Why wouldn't it be Game 1 of the World Series with Zach Gallen and Nathan Eovaldi here? We think of all these road wins by the Rangers, but you know what? It's not just the Rangers. The Diamondbacks as well have been absolutely insane on the road here as well. The Diamondbacks, interestingly, they are just the second team in the history of baseball to make it to the World Series with a negative run differential from the regular season. They had minus 15 runs. Not a lot, but usually you got to have a pretty good team, or interesting that they fell short of that. The only other team ever was the 1987 Twins to have a negative run differential. They had just minus 20 runs, but still. They scored less runs than their opponents in the regular season. So only twice in Major League history has the road team won all 7 games in the best-of-7 series. The 2019 Nationals, who won the World Series, and the 2023 Rangers to win the American League Championship Series. And ironically, both those came against the Astros. But you know who else is winning games on the road? The Arizona Diamondbacks. They're doing pretty well on the road too. So you guys are already coming in with the picks. Hello, PZ. Hope you don't mind me. I might need to give the old here we go. Rangers for Fernando. Here's Blake on Arizona, though. Just like that. Joey's got something to say. What does it say? This total may be tricky. I may have to update the total here with what I put on screen, because, man, we're really seeing some back and forth here right now between this 8 and this 8.5. And the Diamondbacks, right? We're still kind of on the Diamondbacks to a certain extent, I would think, here in this one. I mean, even in this one. Rangers have the Boch. Here's Solo, Snakes money line and under in the first 5. Okay. Cover some of the notes on this game, and we've got to keep it moving, but this is the World Series after all. And I wanted to look at, maybe several categories, with you guys in the matchup. I mean, we could just throw out a pick, I guess, and just roll with it. But I want to cover some of the, details certainly with the Diamondbacks and Gallon, a 2.54 ERA in his last four starts. Arizona 22-17 with Gallon this year, and under in five of his last six starts. But uh, he's got a 5.24 ERA in four career playoff starts. Panger's here today. And I can remember where I was when Arizona won that World Series. And, well, it was so long ago, uh, 22 years ago. I was probably getting a little bit, not trouble, but get off of work early, go watch the World Series, and have some fun. And Banger Life might have his, uh, right now, his graphic on screen the whole show because I can't seem to get it off the screen. So please bear with me. Here, let me see if I can change the logo in the corner and see what else is down. Okay, I'm just having a technical issue here with the graphics. There we go. Okay, I think we got it under. Sorry about that. I think we got it under control now. Better keep rolling here. Don't laugh at me, you guys. Yeah, go ahead and have fun with me. I'll get your expense here. Ron's got a Nerfy today. I think Frederick. I think this is Nerfy in this one. Rangers 2-3 at home in the playoffs. So Dave mentioned Bochy. He has three World Series titles. Lovolo, um, he looks like the stuff of uh, successful managers here. Eovaldi 2.87 ERA in his uh, 10 playoff starts. He's made 15 playoff appearances, also 3-0 with a 2.78 ERA and 15 starts here. But the way the road teams have dominated the series so far, and even the fact, look, I know I was saying it before on, we were making almost fun of those other games where $1.85 and I feel the same, still kind of the same way about this. This is a okay. Maybe the Ranger, when do we just say that? Uh, we know the Diamondbacks came from a kind of out of nowhere, right? They're the longest shot, so maybe that's why they are still kind of underrated. But still, just a baseball game where it's going to be close, and I would think this is a very, very fair price to take the Arizona Diamondbacks here, especially if the road team is winning every game. The Diamondbacks are doing a lot of their damage on the road, right? And the Rangers are doing all of their damage on the road. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to go blind, I promise. Talking about going blind with my picks, not blind for other reasons. You guys, no jokes in the chat. But um, for me, look, Texas, they've won 8 playoff games in a row on the road in the postseason. I get that. But Arizona, they've won 7 straight road playoff games. Remember, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, Philadelphia. They've won their road games. I'm taking road teams until further notice. Now, this will be game by game. I mean, I'm kidding you, but look at what Arizona's got going right now. Corbin's hitting 295, Marte 350, Gabe Moreno 280. And, I know the Ranger Seager's been hot. He's hitting 325 in the playoffs. Carter, this guy, every postseason you have some rookie come in. Carter's been it. He's hitting over 300. Garcia MVP, 7 home runs and 20 RBI in the playoffs. And we were making fun of this guy, no doubt. But remember, the Latin influence is different. The Latin influence is different, when the way that they've spiced up the league. I mean, we know Latin players have been, uh, a great influence on the game for decades. But we've seen the flair of recently, right? Especially ever since the World Baseball Classic a little bit. Hey, Travis Carswell here today. Nice to have you. Oh boy, you guys. Let me just give it a one whirl here. All right, that should do it. That'll clear up the old sinuses and get ready to roll here. All right. I'm on the Diamondbacks, you guys. It looks like the road teams are really, after a while, it has to be in between the ears a little bit to a certain extent. I've got this one game, probably close to a coin flip. Hello to Darren. Nice to see you. Saw you hanging out last night in some other chat rooms, visiting the shows. You do such a great job keeping the info going in internet sports chat rooms. Keep it up, Darren. Appreciate you so much. All right, let's get on with it. I'm taking Arizona, no doubt about it. Uh, I'm getting $1.30, right? Let me make sure on this total as well. I mean, I look, there are 8.5s out there, and yeah, am I probably premium on the total? Yeah, I'm probably premium on the total. This is the World Series. I think we got a pretty good handle on what we're going to see from the lineups, from the pitcher. Oh yeah, oh yeah, right, Thomas. So here you have $1.55 game. I would think coin flip. And I know that and it might be an overused term. Gerardo says, give me the run line. Fernando says, give me the under. Let me at least change the line to be a little bit more reflective of. I think we're dealing with at least 8 over 15. Sometimes it's 8 over 20 right now at some books. And there are some books hanging out at 8.5 under 20. And, you got the to me, the aces, I would think here, sure, is Max, the ace of the Rangers. I guess on any given day, Max is the ace of the Rangers. But right now, where Eovaldi stands in his career, in the moment, this is game one of the World Series. He's getting the start here. No reason to mix up the rotations. Max is not the dominating. It could be at any moment, but Eovaldi, the got hard throwers here, strikeout pitchers, certainly in this one. Um, Give me the Diamondbacks. I'll move on. You guys got your picks in. It's the World Series, and really happy for both these teams. Remember, it's like you guys said in the chat. Hey, the Diamondbacks have won the World Series. The Rangers have never won the World Series. Good luck to the Rangers. Good luck to the Diamondbacks. And do I need to make a pick on the World Series? I'll take the Diamondbacks because the price probably would go 7 if the road team wins every game. That probably goes 7. So to me, there's a little bit of psychology, I think, to that. I know that it's easy to say, look, these road teams, blah blah blah, but it is kind of peculiar in this particular postseason. All right, enjoy that. We'll go to the NBA. So we've got a massive card of NBA action here. I didn't even know what I was doing with some of the games. Whoa. Make sure we don't knock over the studio here. And start to take a look at the games tonight. Because we're seeing action. I'm seeing action. I'm hearing steam plays all over the place. And I love that. I want to get these to you as we roll along. So get ready for NBA coverage right now and get your picks ready for the coverage today, gang. With the Detroit Pistons and the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets won their opener, and they're favored here in this one right now by 4 points. And the total in this one is currently at 225.5.
Final.
All right. In this one, you have Detroit coming off of a loss against Miami in the opener, but they got the money. We told you we like Detroit in that one, getting that big bushel of points. Detroit's continued to kind of move forward with this program. They got young team, young lineup. They look pretty okay. The Hornets, they got the money. They got the money in the win against Atlanta. And look, it just looked like it was just moving a little bit too high for a team like Atlanta on the road. Uh, the Hornets were a home dog in that one. Now you're asking them to lay some points here against the Pistons. Doesn't feel that comfortable. Here's Blake on the Pistons already. But Dave is ready to lay the money, lay the points at home with the Hornets. So a couple plays from you folks already in this one. But I don't know if I want to lay any points with the Hornets at this point. I'd maybe more interested. Look, they needed it as a home dog. Now, granted, they won that game against Atlanta, but after missing both teams, of course, missed the postseason last year. Jason says, "Look out for the Nuggets," and let's talk about it here in just a moment because sounds like some action going on with the line. So for Detroit in this series, the under has come in 13 of the last 19 meetings. Charlotte has covered the spread in 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams. Here comes Ferner, likes the Hornets. Take it way down here to -1.5. Here's Luis today. Hi, Luis. He'll take the Pistons in this one. I kind of want to take the Pistons in this one just because who wants the Hornets other than Dave and Ferner? Just not quite well, and right, could be a question mark of a game just thinking about it, right? Because of the fact that we have yeah, I am too, Ferner. I'm thinking about updating the line a little bit, maybe to 3.5, but and maybe I should because I feel like I'm going to end up recommending the Pistons here in this one, taking the Pistons here plus the points, and I think that's what I'll do as well. I'm not. It feels pretty nondescript, but I just don't want to lay anything right now with Charlotte. I don't think they're going to be a very good team, quite frankly. And I feel like the Pistons maybe a little bit better. Let's see where I'm ranking those guys. Show you my bald head there a little bit. And Ferner just waits. He's not interested. I'm interested. I want to bet NBA early. Ferner and I not on the same page on that one. Darren took it last night. All right, just give me the Pistons here in this one. I've got this one as a, pretty nondescript game here, pretty ugly game, but I like the other. I like my mom makes a line move. That sounds like a T-shirt. My mom makes the line move. All right. And Nathan here, maybe on the Pistons. I'll take him as well. Twisted Pistons on your uniform? Here's that Denver Nuggets, and I have already listed it at 5.5. So what was it Nathan that was talking about the move here? In this one with the Nugs? Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, it's already 6 at some places. Might want to take a look at what's going on here. Do we have injury report? Now, granted, there could be some people just waking up and saying, "Where's Ja?" Uh, you know, for this one or something like that when we know what Ja's situation is. So I don't feel like that's the case. But let me peek at this as there is a little bit of injury news in the game, I think, other than Ja Morant. And it's mostly on, it looks like, the Memphis side. Luke Kennard's out with a concussion. Aldama is out with an ankle injury. So maybe the injury news may be off on Memphis a little bit. Maybe they have the more injuries coming into this one. I'm kind of scared because I was already willing to lay Denver here. Yeah, are we dealing with Denver going out on the road here a little bit after their season opening win against the Lakers, and now you got to play a tough Memphis team on the road. But man, this one open for it's now 5.5. It seems like it's only kind of gone up, really. And in this series between the two teams, the under has come in 29 of the last 32, or I'm sorry, 23 of the last 32 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Both teams did go under in their season opener as well. But I kind of wanted to get on Denver right away. That was the preferred side for me. This line keeps going up. I don't think I'm going to get there necessarily on a premium. Man, you want to give Memphis some respect here to get this money at home. They have a pretty decent, team even without Morant. It feels like to be. Here's Luis's on the Nuggets. Jason said he got him on him last night at 3.5. Let me put that down. I'm going to write 3. I never saw the 3.5, but I always like to write down. And if you got a 3.5, Jason, you're as good as anyone in here. So I'll go ahead and put that on my board. Solo says, "Give me the Nuggets." He's got Jokic having a big night here against the Grizzlies. Here's Darren on the Nuggets. Right. I mean, I was totally intent on coming in here and taking the Nuggets, but I'm not sure now. I really am not. And then for a free play, I mean, I'm willing to flip. I know you guys see all you guys on the Nuggets. I got no problem with it either. But the more I consider, see this line rising, I'm not worried about, this is still a strong Memphis program, it feels like to me. We saw the Nuggets without Morant before. It seemed like they were doing just fine. So I'm probably no doubt, no doubt. Hey, Nathan, we said it. We said Kennard certainly impact injury. I mean, we're gonna I feel like we spend enough time on this show with me rambling. I mean, we don't go over every injury, and maybe we should. I mean, that's probably where we should specialize in to a certain extent, especially with me here. But I like to talk my market philosophies and all that. I get it without without Kennard, who steps up. But I mean, when I look at the matchups in the game, I mean, first of all, Bane's had a great matchup. I mean, you tell me, who's gonna KCP gonna stop Desmond Bain? No, no, right? I mean, Bain's going to have a strong, strong game in all categories, it would think to me. And uh, Jackson, great matchup for him. Jason says he's got Nuggets as a premium. Oh my God, you're scaring me because I've already practically switched to the Grizzlies here. No, I don't know. I want Grizzlies. I want Jackson. I want X Tillman. Look, Jokic, he'll have a monster game, no doubt. You Tillman gonna stop Jokic? No, but Aaron Gordon, I'll take the under on Aaron Gordon here. Then okay, I get it, Jason. Marcus Smart does not, I don't like him against Murray. Marcus Smart. Now I know they've got injuries. We know Adams is out to start the season too. There are there are other key injuries. I'm leaving those guys out because we already know that those guys are out. So Denver's a public play. There's no doubt about it. You guys are all over Denver. This is a little bit of. I'm not saying there's any difference between you and. Like I said, I get on here and choose this to be my job, like most people. There are plenty of people in this chat room that can be uh, handicappers, I think. But these are the ones where maybe we end up taking a little bit of differences in situations like this. This is a total public side. I'm looking at, uh, two different line services, totally listing, Denver. Well, yeah, Denver looks like the public side, certainly. MR Stretch. Hello, MR Stretch. Nice to have you. There's no doubt it's not quite the same Grizzlies team as last year. But, okay. All right, Jason, I got you. I'll just take the Grizzlies. You guys are all in the Nuggets. We'll just move on. I won't sit here and make up any more reasons why I'm taking the Grizzlies. It's definitely because Denver opening night win. Sometimes the public can be right, and I'm sure this will be the case. And again, I'll probably wait. I'm doing it, Jason. I can't lay off. Look, my sheet has take Denver right here before the show, and this is how I am wishy washy. But the more I think about this line move right now, look, the earliest of openers were like 2.5, and that was without Ja, and I think without Adams. So I still think this Memphis program, if you will, yeah, did they lose that opener? You know, sure. And I'm going to take them here. They lost that one, of course, to New Orleans, 111 to 104. All right. Here's the Thunder and the Cavaliers in this one. And you have right now the Cavaliers here, a favorite at home by 3.5. Call it three right now, and the total is up to 228. I think that's one of the fun things about the show. The time we come on is the line moves. Definitely get some line moves here during the show because of the time we come on and all that. And you guys are ready to fire away. It looks like on the picks. Here we go with uh, Oklahoma City and Cleveland. Both teams won their opener. OKC was on the road in that first game. They ended up winning against Chicago, 124 to 104. Oklahoma City with the 20-point win in the season opener at the Bulls. They were getting 2.5 points in that one. And for Cleveland, they won at Brooklyn, 114, 113. They were a 1.5 point favorite pretty much at the close. So they did not get the money in that one. Looks like you guys are ready to fire away with some comments here on the game. Here's Thomas is going to say, "Give me the Cavs on the money line." And I was maybe not quite sure. Yeah, let's see, Nathan here. I might end up giving out a total and really feel like for me, here's another thing about Jason, and I know you're busy in your life, Jason, and I really like when you come around, you have great insight. And I will say this about Jason, my Bama guy, and I am pretty much pro Bama. I'm not, I mean, I think people takes either love him or hate him type of position, and I'm a pro Bama guy. Here's thunder sprinkled, but Jason, and I'm going against not to go against Jason in that game or whatever, but Jason not visiting quite enough. I'm put the onus on Jason to come by more often before trying to talk me off of a game. You guys are hot on the Thunder here, it looks like, in this one. And good. I mean, I'm looking for a side, so I might just end up going in pocket here. I feel like I'm going to give out my premium in this game just because I don't necessarily like the side yet, even though I was kind of leaning Thunder here, certainly, because, hey, they are the Thunder Buddies, to coin a phrase from our friends across the street, even though when I think Thunder Buddies was out there, but they use it so frequently. I like it. It's cute. And Fernando and I often on the same page, especially when it comes to totals. Not today, Fernando. My free pick is on the under. It feels like a premium. The reported steam came in on the over in this game. And, being the steam chaser that I am, I mean, I often, kind of, but I think I'm already on the under. I feel like I'm going to be on the under in this one. Ferner says Cavs maybe not quite all together just yet. Garland is I think he's a game time decision here. Same with Wade, Rubio out to start the season. We know Allen is out. Mitchell can light this thing up. I mean, Josh Giddey's a great offensive player and he's hard trying. I don't know if he's all that on defense, but look, Cavaliers front court is still going to be. Hi, Thurman. Nice to see you today. But look, I mean, you mean to tell me, guy, you think Holmgren, you think that Williams and Dort are going to get over on these guys on Cleveland? It feels like here with Evan Mobley and the gang. I don't know. Here's Ray on the under. I'm on the under. Jason, you always say that every show, and I don't know how to fix that. So my bad on that, making you come in. But let me at least say that I'm here 7 days a week at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, or a few minutes after that. I know I'm trying to get the show on earlier, but I just want to have everything right. And so I'm not busting you. I like having you here. That's why I said that. So I hope you got that right. All right. I don't know what to do to fix that because usually you just hit the bell. And again, I'm the guy that never reminds people like and smash. That's why you guys have to remind me. So, it shouldn't not work. I mean, this is a, billions of dollar company, this YouTube. All right. So, I don't know. I agree with you guys a little bit on the Thunder. The fact that the spread's going away does bother me a little bit. And I'm still not down on the Cavs even with some of these injuries at this point. But I'm going to give out the under here. I appreciate it, Jason. I just liked saying that to you because you're trying to talk me off the game. And like I said, I mean, maybe it's on me because I came on here saying, and I've just looked at this line go up from 4, and now you guys told me 3.5, all the way up to 5.5, or now a 6. So I just couldn't do it. I've got to take some of these NBA home dogs early and figure some of these teams not overrated. Certainly, I'm never going to say the Nuggets are overrated. I mean, they're probably the favorite to do it again, despite all these other teams with a chance. Not until you see something, like there's no reason to think the Nuggets aren't the same team, at least, right? So these other teams are going to have to improve. Give me the under in this one. Hi, Chad. Okay. And I love teasing basketball. When people say don't tease basketball, yeah, you don't tease basketball. All right, I'll tease what I want to tease. All right, if I'm looking to get on a game and I couldn't find a side or a total, I want some action, I might get in there with a teaser on it. The reason I'm teasing, I didn't feel as confident. I want to play the game. I want to have some fun. I rate every game. The ratings have to be worth something. If your numbers land right on the game, then fine. Then don't bet it. All right, you guys, thanks a lot for that one. I'll take the under. Here, we're rolling, man. We're going to have a big day in the NBA. Knicks and Hawks. Wow. Here in this one with the Knicks on the road. Oh. Hawks are favored by 1.5. The total 229.5. So a little bit of a move here to the Knicks, it seems like, here this morning. All right. Here we go with the Knicks and the Hawks. The Hawks favored on the road, minus 1.5. Total of 229 here in this one. And the Knicks and Hawks both come in with 0-1 records so far this season. The under has come in 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. The Knicks opened up with a 108-104 loss at Boston, a game that, I don't know, maybe some people got the money, maybe some people didn't. Landed very close to the number. Looking back, it looked like the Knicks probably weren't getting enough points, actually, from odds makers. Maybe they knew it was going to, maybe the Knicks are onto something here. And here's Luis. He's on the Knicks. Thomas says he likes a lot of unders. I'm starting under, Thomas. We'll let you know when we're on an over, right? Solo's interested in the Knickerbockers at a little bit of plus money here. So, Jason, save a spot for me, Jason. I'll come to Myrtle Beach in 10 or 20 years and hang out. So I'm in Las Vegas currently. All right, and I'm probably leaning Knicks here actually in this one, but let's see Ferner here. Just feels a little bit tricky to a certain extent. I mean, uh, I just have some concerns about the Hawks in this game. Trae Young against Brunson. Brunson, man, he really does bother you, I think. Is Thomas to go to Myrtle Beach? That's where you and I are going to be hanging out. In our, we'll be drinking foo drinks on the beach. Darren likes the under here in this one. Frederick likes the under as well. And I'm maybe liking the under as well in this one. I don't know necessarily. Look, I guess I could go either way. I kind of want to go with the Knicks here with you guys and just take my chances. I definitely like Julius Randle here to go off in this one if they're going to match up a guy like maybe Sadiq Bey on him. But I kind of like what you guys are saying about the under. I mean, I think Trae Young could be limited here offensively in a matchup like this. Don't think the Hawks can really score in the front court. Look what Mitch Rob did defense. I thought Mitch Rob did a good job in the game against the Celtics. I don't know what you guys thought of that. Uh, One player I'm looking for Grimes. I mean, I know he doesn't contribute yet, but we'll see. And he could have an impact in this game for the Knicks. I mean, Grimes might be my guy, my secret guy there to kind of get on the props a little bit. And Barrett, I was kind of high on in the Boston game as well. So I do think for um, the Hawks, I mean, I think Murray can have a pretty big game, and Hunter also can have a pretty good game here. I would think so. I'm gonna take the Knicks with you guys here, and it's going to be my free. I like the total, and I want to give out a play. I do like the Knicks. This one's close, man. This one's close. I'll try the Knicks one time here. They need the win. I know the Hawks lost as well. The Hawks lost as well, I should say. All right, the Heat and the Celtics in this one. The Celtics are now up to a 9-point favorite. Man, this one's been a runaway. It's been one of the biggest runaway spreads of the day for sure coming into this game. Just because uh, had an opener as low as 4.5, but maybe that was before we saw that Miami certainly has one of the most long injury reports right now to start the season. It feels like to me. Let me see if I can get that get some of the injuries here for you. The key injuries, especially here, I would think with uh, Richardson and uh, and Highsmith. I think can be considered in there right now. I don't know what you guys think of Haywood, but uh, Barton game time decision, Robinson game time decision, Jaquez might also have a little bit of an injury designation here, but man, the Celtics, an 8-point favorite. These are the spots it feels like you want. I don't know, kind of want to somehow get in on Miami, but maybe there is some issues here if the spread is 8. And here's Ray says take the Heat +9. They step it up here against opponents like this. Luis says take the Heat here. And could there be a contrarian favorite? Ferner says he thinks this line is going to keep going up. It feels like I think that's what he's saying. Game time, but Heat +10, or wait maybe and see if it goes up, and then maybe kind of add to it. Right? Maybe it goes up to, or if it doesn't, you buy it up to 10. That's interesting. It's not a football game, is it? So, uh, look, I mean, I agree with you guys to a certain extent. In most situations, I think I would take the Heat, especially with, Butler could have a big game. I think Butler's got a fine game, game in this matchup. I think Lowry as well, but uh, I don't know about the front court, right? I mean, is Kevin Love really in there against a guy like Tatum? Um, I don't want Kevin Love. That could be the big problem here tonight. It feels like to me. I'm going to actually lay the points with the Celtics at -8. That feels like I'm not fading you guys. It seems like you guys are a little bit on the points here. You guys are still all over that Knicks game, man, because that's I'm gonna lay the points with the Celtics -8, and Ferner. I don't know. I'm not going to take total issue with the exact wording of that. I know what you're saying. So I'm not. I was trying to find a. I'm trying to defend my position a little bit here on the Celtics. I feel like that maybe, like I said, I feel like it's a little bit of a contrarian favorite. I think the Heat are a team. Yeah. Um, are the team the Heat a team that I want to try to grab points on the road with? I think they are. I just don't know if tonight, right now, early season necessarily is the night. Heat has their win here, and no, I think this is one of those that nice, Ferner. Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna necessarily, I'm not. I don't think you're talking down the Celtics defense like, hey, these guys are so bad they can give up a dozen points in a minute. Because I think when we really look at the Celtics, we are talking about uh, one of the best defenses in the league, right? Am I not? Do I not have that correct? I mean, you know, they're a very good team, right? I mean, they are a top championship contender. You've got to have some semblance of defense. So, all right, I'm taking the Celtics. I've made my stand. Raptors, Bulls here in Chicago. The Bulls are a 2.5 point favorite. The total's 216.5. Oh boy, you guys. I think I found the root of my. Not that you guys are worried about it, but I might have a little bit over. I I'm concerned about the electronics all the stuff here. Like maybe my. Okay. I'll just start talking about the game if I can't get the computer to work for me. Here's the Bulls at home against the Raptors. I did mention right now two and the total 216.5. Let's update that. Looks like a little bit of a move to the under here in this one with the Raptors and the Bulls today. Let's see if I can get just what I'm trying to look at here in this one. All right, here we go. Okay, now we're talking. All right, Raptors and Bulls here. There has been widely reported steam that came in on the under in this game earlier. That's why I think you saw that 218 on the screen. Now we're talking at 216.5 here. Currently, Toronto, they're the team that won their season opener coming in, but they're a dog here in this one. Toronto won against Minnesota 97-94 in the opener. They were a 1 point favorite in that one. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they, of course, we already talked about it, the loss to Oklahoma City by 20 points at home as a 2.5 point favorite. I don't know about that move there necessarily to the under, but I'm a little bit indifferent to it. Do you guys have anything yet on the Raptors and the Bulls? Hello to Jim. Here's Solo today on the Bulls. Ray's going to lean to the Bulls at home. And Jim's on the Raptors here against the spread already. He's ready to make his statement, ready to make his play, I think, in this one. Man, this one ranks pretty close for me, but I'm going to be on the Raptors here on the road. The Bulls left something to be desired. I mean, if there's any game that stood out, losing at home by 20 points certainly has to be of one of the top concerns moving forward here. At least they're at home. Toronto has had some trouble in this series. Chicago's actually covered 7 of the last 10 meetings in this series. Yeah, I'm on. Oh boy. Seeing a little bit of movement here just now. I think Jim is kicking my butt here to try to get me on this game, is what he's saying. All right. Um, you guys, I'm gonna back down from this. I'm gonna go with the over here in this one, with the Raptors and the Bulls. I'm gonna fade this steam. I think uh, a little bit in this one. Bulls were 7-2-1 against to the over as a favorite. How many points were in that last game? 228. They gave up 124 to OKC. Yeah, was the Toronto game the lowest scoring game of the openers? I think it was. But I'm gonna give me the over here. This is probably my least favorite game. I think game needs further investigating. Here's Sperner on the Bulls here, and I'm not I'm not liking it too much. Bulls. Um, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm ready. Here we go. Next game. Rockets and the Spurs going to be getting down here. We saw the Spurs, the debut, Wembenyama. I thought it was just fine. Everything's good with Wemby so far. Thought he looked pretty good. Going to be development, certainly, but the numbers were good. Hey, they were Tim Duncan like, apparently. So that's a positive. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two have gone over. You see Dallas here favored by 6. I'm sorry, the Spurs here favored by 2. Total has dropped here to 226 in this one. And this one opened maybe as high as Houston opened at some spots as the 1.5 point favorite, but it's pretty much been all San Antonio since then. Reported steam did come in on the under as well. Now, I don't know when you talk about these head to head series. I mean, Wembenyama is certainly an impact player that, could change the trajectory of some of these. I mean, of course, there's always going to be turnaround, anyways. San Antonio, of course, in their opener, the loss to Dallas. We had Dallas. I know a lot of people were coming in on San Antonio, in that first game, thinking, that this is a new San Antonio. They were getting the points in that one. Jesus. And I know I'm taking some time here on these. I'm sorry, you guys. Just want to get you my best information. All right. For the Rockets and the Spurs, also, you had the Rockets in their debut. They got walloped, right, by Orlando by 30 points. Just a real dismal effort there. And uh, set things back just a little bit, considering, we know the hopes aren't great for the Rockets coming in, but and they do have, you know, Oladipo out, Jock Londale out currently. Not a great matchup really with them here against the Spurs in this one, but you got to figure they could match up a little bit here. Maybe these teams are equal. Of course, the Rockets with Van Vliet now on the team, and I would think that for the Spurs, I really like Johnson here in this one. Maybe also. Um, Maybe Zach Collins as well. You guys got some picks here maybe in this one? Darren's on the Spurs. Thomas says, Wembanyama has a lot of experience. He does. He's played in other leagues. He's played in high caliber leagues. Young, learning, but has been a professional already in his career. Joey's on the Spurs first half. Solo is on the Spurs money line. Nathan is on the Spurs. Darren is on the Spurs. Everybody here is on the Spurs. Wow. 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 Let me look at the public numbers here. You guys have me worried. We got 3 out of every 5 tickets over there on the Spurs. Wow, you guys. Rockets are off a huge, huge loss. They lost massively in this last game. The Spurs, they were, the Rockets should technically be ahead of the Spurs as far as where they are, right, in terms of this rebuild, right? Because we've already seen the Rockets and their young players here a little bit with the growth. Rockets are terrible. Okay. Chad loves his Rockets. I'm a Rockets fan. And I'm almost saying, Thomas, it's like too much. I'm like, look, I count on you guys, almost 90% ticket count. I almost count on you guys to make sure we're keeping everything, in order, right? But if I've got an entire chat room on one team, well, at least I've got Chad. Is it 90%, Ray, on your ticket count or money count? Because I'm a tickets only kind of guy. All right. Well, I think I feel like I'm ready to finalize, and I feel like I'm just going to end up, fading the chat. Almost, it feels like here to a certain extent because of But maybe maybe this player is something special. Maybe you got the pop factor. It's all that, right? All right, Team Steam. You better be right. I had every intention of coming in here and taking the Rockets here, but I'm going to trust Team Steam on the free pick in this one. But I wanted to go Rockets, quite frankly, and I'm going to trust you guys here in this one. I don't think I want to fade you guys at this point. I know I'm on a premium in this one on the total for sure. So let me just make that known. But I'm going to go with you guys. And like I said, my notes say take the Rockets here. But again, I was going to go with the free play. I wasn't really too sold on it here. I don't think they're All right, let's keep it rolling. I got to roll with my crew once in a roll with my crew. The thing is, I'd be totally embarrassed to go against you guys. Other than Chad, at least I had Chad. Maybe I could have done it. Okay, now Frederick's on the Rockets. Man, all right. Maybe I could have. Maybe I could have done it. Maybe I should. Maybe I could have been with it. But in conclusion, though, what I was saying is, so the Rockets should be now. Granted, the Spurs were able to add Wemby. We get that, but the Rockets should be ahead of the Spurs, right? They have like a year or two jump start on the rebuild. Okay, you guys don't think the Rockets are trying to improve? I don't know how to categorize. I guess they haven't improved necessarily too much, right? All right, now there's more. Now the Rockets support's coming in after all the others talked me into the Spurs. Hey, this is Team Steam. We're all together. You guys. Okay, Brooklyn and Dallas in this one.
Steam play. Final. System play.
All right, Brooklyn. Let me get the banner here. Juan's funny. They will improve, but not this game. Thank you, Juan. I like that. I think it's funny actually on that one in a way. Well, and to tease Juan a little bit, I know what he's saying. Like the Rockets maybe will improve as the season goes on. And I'll say this one. I'll challenge. They just lost by 20 points at home. I think they will improve. But what does that mean? They only have to lose by 18? No, that's our one and only. And I guess if they lost by 18, they lost by 18 points or less, it'd be an improvement. All right, you guys made a lot of Nets and the Mavericks here in this one. Mavericks here. Boy, I know where I'm going with this one, man, and I better get on it early because this already has been moving higher. Everyone thinks it's going to be a high scoring, and it feels like it should be. And the spread's just going through the roof right now. I almost feel like I have to give it out here, but it's so solid, man. I mean, I think it's going to. Let me just move the total higher as it is already 231 and a half. Man, gosh. And I really might just give it out right here, right now. I mean, it feels like it's getting away from me at this point. I was going to give out the side, but kind of worried here all of a sudden. I was going to give out the side on the show. I really love the total in this game. Brooklyn lost their first game of the season, won 14-1, 13. Dallas, of course, with the game against the Spurs, had 247 points. And they were at home in that one. It feels like the same thing's going to happen here, what it feels like. Paying a big tax, man. Here's the Nets for Luis. Thomas says over. Nets here for Ray. Ready to come in on the Nets here. And for me, look, I was really trying to consider Dallas here in this spot, and I feel like that's still the way I want to go. Laying 6 points against Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn is broken. I think there is a problem. I want Brooklyn to be a better team. I try to put them in my favorites category as one of my favorite teams here. But right now, that seems to be something kind of broken here with the Nets, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe don't have to look much further than this lineup. Solo, though, likes the Nets here in this one. And Luca looks not a great, if he's matched up against Simmons, we make fun of Simmons. I think his defense is underrated. I know people will say he just plays no deep. I think he tries, and that's better than half the players in this league. But I don't know. I prefer Dallas in this one with Kyrie and Luca. I would think they'll have a fine effort. I mean, I don't trust in this situation. I don't trust a guy like Bridges necessarily against Williams or whoever, or Sharp, whoever they're going to have in there in center against Kleber. So I will say this: you guys talked me off of the Rockets. Just want to mention it real quick on that game. The Spurs are on the move. The Steam's coming in on the Spurs. So good job, you guys. I think we're moving the line. Darren says take Dinwiddie to go. I agree. They want me to give out props here, and I'm big on it. I just not necessarily big on selling things that don't have higher limits, but I'm on Spencer Dinwiddie, I think, here in this one. Yeah, we did, Jason. We did look at the Celtics and the Heat already, unless you have something. Re-look at it, you said? Is there an injury to report? Just let me know. Okay, I'm going to lay the points here with the Mavs against Brooklyn today. It's a lot of points, 6 points in this league. I'm telling you, dogs are going to be the way to go early on. These favorites are a little bit jacked. I know we're on some favorites here. It's a little bit uncomfortable laying some of these points, but no doubt, Luis, no doubt. But again, until further notice, a little bit, I think I'm ready to come back to some of the teams a little bit, right? The Heat. We're already interested in what the Heat and their little dichotomy from last year, home and away. We'll see how that goes. Juan, thank you for all your picks in the chat. Clippers and Mavericks. Free NBA pick for Friday. And this one, you got the Clippers on the road, favored by 4, and the total is down to 227. Some widely reported steam has come in on the under in this game. And the Clippers are up to a -4 here on the road. Well, the Clippers look fine, and the Clippers are pretty popular right now with folks that kind of want to find another team to bet on to win the championship that isn't named Denver, Milwaukee, Boston, any of these, top elite teams. The Clippers are certainly getting some attention, especially when you have a guy like my guy, Kawhi, coming out of his shell a little bit now, starting to make, give more quotes, play more, things like that. Here's Ray wants to come in on the over already in this one. We haven't even started talking about it, but that's what I want to see. Get your plays in there, and I can react off of them. It's a lot more fun for me, actually. Clippers won their opener, of course, in Utah. Comes in with an 0-1 record. For the Clippers, they won 123 to 111, covering a big number against Portland in a game that went over. For the Jazz, they ended up in a high-scoring game. They lost 130 to 114 to the Kings in a bit of a shocker there at home. So not a great performance, certainly, to get things rolling this season. All right. Not much in the comments from you guys regarding this game, so maybe I'll just get into it a little bit here with some of the trends in this one, because this series has gone over in 6 of the last 9 meetings, and also Utah has gone over in 21 of their last 27 as an underdog dating back to last season. That's pretty significant. Especially with the Clippers, they've also been a big over team of late. We see this total, like I said, moving down, but the Clippers have gone over in 12 of their last 16 dating back to last season, and also 26 of their last 36 on the road, dating back to last season. And you're getting the best price on the over right now, as this one has moved down as much as 3 points so far. So sharps, to me, it feels like sharps are mostly going to be on Utah here in this game, getting some points at home in this one. Probably the way I'm going to come too. I mean, I want more home point. I want points at home in the NBA right now, and I'm going to take Utah plus 4 points at home. Prove it to me, Clippers. I don't know. Maybe the Clippers are still my number one team as far as loyalty. Uh, they once had the name San Diego in front of them. So, all right. But I'm taking the Jazz here in this one uh, right now. This has been a home team dominated series as well. 13 of the last 16 games have been covered by the home team in this series. I'll take Utah plus the points. Nathan wants to be the over in this one. Thomas says if the Jazz win, it's going to go over. And I don't want to give it. I don't want to give away the fruits here. I'm giving out the Jazz plus the points. How about the Magic and the Trailblazers tonight in this one? And we got the Magic on the road. Wait a minute here. The Magic are a road favorite? What is going on here? I mean, I know that we're starting from scratch with the Blazers right now, but you know what? I'm already starting to mix up the dough a little bit, and you gotta like what you see from the Blazers here. Not necessarily in this game. I'm just saying in general. I don't have a problem with the direction the Blazers are going. In fact, I think if anything, they have they've made the decision where they're headed, and they're doing it quickly. So I'm happy for the Blazers to kind of get this show on the road a little bit, right? It wasn't going to work out for Lillard. It's not like some of these teams where you get rid of a guy. I mean, look, even back with the great backcourt, the fans love them, loved those players, and they did the best they could. It just didn't work out over the years. Portland in rebuild mode, we get all that. But I like the way they've revamped the roster quickly. Is it going to be painful? Yes. It is going to be painful this season, but this is the right thing to do for Portland. And now you've got Scoot. You've got Simons. Simons does have an injury designation here tonight. I do believe he's questionable. Let me just take a look. Okay, I don't think maybe he's not even on the main
System play.
injury. Okay, probable. Okay, probable. No problem. Let's see. Kevon Harris is out for Orlando. Gowrie is in. Ish Wainwright out. Okay, here we go. For these two, Magic on the road. So I get it, especially with a great matchup. I mean, man, I would think that Banchero probably have a massive day. Even Wagner could probably do some damage here against a guy like Thibault. I don't know how they're going to work it there in the front court, I would imagine. But Blazers are going to be pretty weak defensively, in the front court moving forward.
Scheme play.
So, all right. Also, though, even though I think I love Scoot, we love Scoot, we all love Scoot, it feels like to me this might not be very, great matchup. Like I said, one thing about Fultz, I think Fultz is a good defensive player for Orlando, and I don't know. I think Orlando, the one thing that they will be able to do in the future, I think they are going to be decent defensively. I think Banchero is a good defensive player. I think Carter is a decent defensive player. So But Orlando maybe can get this money here on the road today. It does feel like I want to roll with them here. I'm trying to find home dogs. I want to try to find the spots to play Portland because I think when you're doing something right, I think Portland is. Um, that's not to say that Portland's any good at all. They might be the worst team, but they've made a decision, right? They're not hanging on, right? They're not, you know, Darren's on the Magic here. Luis is on the Magic. This one will be the one. I'm listening to you guys. Uh, and I'm also going to say, hey, you know what, Thomas, hang in there. I think I'll go against you here, but I'm kind of you know really ready to roll here with the Magic today, maybe to get this particular one. But I'm going to be targeting
Steam play.
maybe some action here with the Blazers. They're a team I want to get on. I mean, nobody's going to want them in a lot of spots. Let's see how it goes in the development with the Blazers moving forward because I think things are going to be, I don't want to say fine, just, it's going to take a long time. Give me the Warriors and the Kings here. The Kings going to be favored at home by 2.5. And the total here, 238 currently in this one. Rockets and Spurs. All right, Rockets. I mean, Warriors and Kings. Warriors and Kings. What am I? All right. All right, the Warriors and the Kings right now in this one. The Kings are favored here by 3.
Final.
And the total currently sits at 238. So we've seen a little bit of a dip here on the total.
Final.
And maybe just a half a point drop right now with the Kings favored at home in this one. All right, here we go. Man, that's a big total, isn't it, you guys? The reported steam did come in on the under in this. Was as high maybe as even 240 in this one. Kings, of course, coming off that season opening victory that we mentioned against Utah. A massive win on the road, 130 to 114, easily covering. And as for Phoenix, the Warriors, of course, they played Phoenix and lost that game 108 to 104 as a 3-point favorite. So remember, Phoenix played pretty well in that game. So I'm thinking about chasing that steam maybe a little bit. We'll see that steam under because this has been an interesting series. We think of these two teams and kind of what they've meant this series, the rivalry, kind of, if you will. But the Kings have gotten the best of the series spread wise. Usually the Warriors are favored by too many points. The Warriors have covered 17 of the last 25 meetings between these two teams. And Golden State, they've had big time problems on the road. They've only covered 17 of their last 57 road games dating back to last season. I mean, that's a massive number, quite frankly, to consider. Maybe that's why they are an underdog here. We know the Kings have been on the improve over the last several years. They can match up here, I would think, with the Warriors. I mean, Fox can certainly against Chris Paul. I don't know what everyone, Chris Paul's going to help the defense. He helps everything. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not against a guy like De'Aaron Fox. I think he can get over on Chris Paul a little bit here. I think some bonus against Looney. Give me a break. It's a mismatch, I think, to a certain extent. I like some bonus in that one. There are some problems for the King. Yeah. I don't think Kevin Herter is going to have a very decent, not against, Curry, whoever else is contributing defensively in the backcourt. Let's get your comments here. You got Frederick on the Kings. You guys got a lot of opinions on this one. Here's Ray on the Warriors. Juan's on the Warriors. Thomas wants to go over. Darren's on the Kings. And they are, it does feel like, we've already saw Green's that going to be out again. And always a bad spot. So that always bothers me, right, Furner? So those are the spots I kind of want to take the Warriors in to a certain extent. But I don't think I want to here today. I think I want to lay it with Sacramento a little bit. And I'll lay 2.5 points with the Kings at home. Could the Warriors go 0-2 already? You know what they'll be talking about. Give me the Kings tonight at home against the Dubs here. Ray says go under. It's going to be hard to get me off the under, I would think, in this game. Look at some of the recent matchups, between these two. And again, it feels like we're always dealing with a high total between these two. The last game was here at Sacramento in that playoff series that ended up going 7 games, remember, was 120 to 100. The Warriors ended up crushing them in that game. In that series, 4 of the 7 games did go under. In the regular season, though, they played the game at Sacramento, 122-115, Sacramento, last November 13th. Very similar date to this one. So, all right, Juan says they will not go 0-2 LOL. I don't know if it's that. Wait. They will not. They're not going 0-2, but they will come. So they could go 0-2. So maybe they lose, but they lose by just 1 or 2 points. 1 maybe. Okay, give me the Kings here in this one. Warriors will be fine to a certain extent that they'll be, playoff caliber. Probably even can go a couple of rounds. But I do not have them in that championship category right now. But I don't know. Certainly got it together. Okay, and there's Thomas. He says Green not playing under. Some people would say Green not playing over because of his, defense. Let's get into some hockey now. We got to get this show moving. It's already almost 2 hours in, man. Gosh. No wonder nobody wants to be on the air with me. The show takes too long. Here we go. Maybe we could just get to the games. Maybe my equipment was working a little better too. Probably save 15 minutes. And I could get some better car insurance. All right, here we go. With the puck tonight. 6-game card started off with a very interesting matchup here with the Vegas Golden Knights at home against the Chicago Blackhawks. Only interesting, I would say, on the scoreboard or on the with bringing in the young star here. Hey, Chicago's got a couple of wins, but It's been 7 games now. We've been trying to talk them up, but they're still 2-5. They are 2-3 on the road. Vegas, they're still undefeated. Note the time on this one, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So kind of an early start here for the Blackhawks and the Knights on Friday. The Knights here are a $3 favorite, and I don't know. I mean, while it does seem like a pretty high price, not sure it's something that I necessarily want to try to get involved with here necessarily. I mean, I probably would try to find any spot to get on the Blackhawks here and take a goal and a half, take 2.5 goals, take 2 goals, whatever the case may be. I probably want to get in on uh, the Blackhawks, especially if they're going to be better on the road. Juan says, take the Golden Knights. This is a bad spot for Chicago. Well, they're probably all bad spots for Chicago at this point. Fernando says, go with the over. And we do have a couple of chalk here early. Vegas, they're already up a nickel on the puck line. They have a 5-2 puck line record so far. So things have been going pretty well for the Golden Knights. But Chicago, both these teams are a combined 3-11 so far to the under so far this season. Ray says, give me the Blackhawks on the puck line. And like I said, the Blackhawks on the road have been just a little bit better. And the bubble does burst, believe it or not, eventually for some of these teams that are winning all their games early on. And man, we're seeing some dominant teams so far this season. Boy, I don't know. Could we see teams winning 55, 60 games the way it's going? And that's, in the NHL doesn't always happen that way. So, all right. Hit or miss on this one. I know everyone maybe piling in on the Golden Knights today, but give me the Vegas. Give me the Blackhawks here on the puck line. I'll take them a goal and a half here in this one, but maybe I can take 2.5 privately. And Werner only interested in totals here, and probably me too. Unfortunately, those will probably be buried in my premium picks, since that's pretty much where I crush it. Sabres and Devils here on Friday. Sabres on the road here. Devils a $2 favorite at home in this one. I might have went out of order here a little bit, so apologize if I have gone out of rotation order here. My bad. But we're just going to stick with it now since we put this one on the screen. The Sabres come in with a 3-4 record thus far, 1-1 on the road, straight up. New Jersey, 3-2-1, 1-2-1 on the road. So far, Buffalo, I like what Buffalo's done so far this season with a 4-3 puck line record. New Jersey, for their 3-2 record, they're just 1-5 on the puck line so far, already down 4 units on the puck line so far this season are the Devils. Devin Levi in goal here for Buffalo. It'll be Vanacek in there for Washington today. Gosh, you guys, let me get it right. For the Devils, of course. There we go. And for me, I'm high on uh, Devin Levi here moving forward. He does have 3 losses already this season, but he's the number one guy in Buffalo. He's the number one guy in the future. He's supposed to be the number one guy in, moving forward in this league. He's going to be a pretty good goalie. Juan's on the Sabres here. Thomas is on New Jersey. Look, a puck line here of minus $1.50. I'll just end up with Buffalo on the puck line, but I think I like him on the money line too. Today, I'm taking Buffalo against New Jersey today. I like the spot for Buffalo. Sabres money line here for Fernando. And series has been relatively split, but it has been a road team type of series. The road teams won 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. So for me, I'll just come in on Buffalo. I don't know if I can pass it up at this price, and I'll take them on the puck line at plus 1.5 minus $1.50. Like I said, I already got New Jersey down 4 units on the puck line, despite a 3-2 record, just 1-5 on the puck line. So I don't think they're going to be able to win a game here by maybe 2 goals. I'd rather just have the 1.5 in my pocket here with the road team in Buffalo. We'll mention New Jersey 6-0 so far to the over. Buffalo 2-5 to the under should be noted. And I'm not sure I've gone anywhere necessarily with this one on the total just yet. Maybe even not necessarily even a lean here on the total. So just give me the Sabres in this one. Werner likes the plus money. I'll take the Sabres here against the Devils. Devils coming off of a loss to Washington, but they had won a couple of road games before that at the Islanders and Montreal. So back at home, I'm going to try them here. Or I'm gonna try the Sabres here. If they just lost to Washington, give me the Sabres. They beat Ottawa last out 6-4. They've also beat the Islanders. They beat Tampa Bay in overtime. I'll take Buffalo. All right. Maybe we can get back into rotation order here a little bit with San Jose at Carolina. Man, there's been a big move here on Carolina today, up to $4. Oh, I looked not 3,555 big move, but let me fix that. We're looking at least $4 today, and it was, I mean, I promise you, it was at least minus just 300. So, whatever. Okay, the Sharks, are they the worst team? I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe the Sharks. They're just totally bad. I get it. Carolina should crush these guys here today. The Sharks, they're 0-6-1 now. They're 0-3 on the road. They've lost 46 of their last 55 as an underdog. No reason to worry about that necessarily. I mean, when you're talking about this series, Carolina won 6-3 in a meeting just 10 days ago. Carolina won that game on the road. So these guys are taking care of their season series right now already. Man, what an ugly number we have here, but I don't know. Kind of feels like no, I can't do it. Come on. We're going to be on the Sharks every which way. I can't give out the total because I like the total. I think I like the total in this one, but I'll just try the Sharks, man. Come on, 400. I mean, I get it. It hasn't been great so far for the Sharks. I mean, they're terrible. You got Kakinen in there. Um, what are his uh, numbers look like? 0-2 so far, 89% save percentage. Whew, boy. But at least Antti Ranta in here today, right? Um, he has the only loss so far, but I guess I could take 2.5 goals later on. I'll just take 1.5 here right now. I don't want. I want. Here's one Carolina money line. He'll just lay $4. One, what are you doing? Are you going 400 to win 100, 800 to win 200, 40 to win 10, 4,000 to win 1,000? You don't have no. And here's the other thing: don't ask people what they're betting. That's really actually quite rude. You could just, 1 unit, 1.5 unit. Let everyone be on their own terms. So don't tell me one. I'm just kidding you here because you're laying the money line. But like I said, I put them in a parlay. Uh, I'm not actually making fun of you for laying $4, and Ferner shouldn't either. And he's making fun of just the lines in general. But remember, everything should be in your arsenal. And if you have Carolina in your numbers at minus 500, then you should be betting them at minus 400. That's all there is to it. You don't have to go crazy, but I'll just take the Sharks here in this one at the increased price. 300 to 400. That's a big price increase. It's not as big as you might think. Uh, you know, it, a, a move from 300 to 400 is kind of similar to a move like from maybe and correct. You could even correct me if I'm wrong or if there's any really sharps out there. I'm just piecing it together in my mind, but it's kind of like the difference between um, 150 to 175 or 180. It's not even directly like you think 300 to 400 would be 150 to 200. It's not even like that. It's not even that great of an increase. So, all right, just give me the Sharks. I don't want. Or it's October. Give me the plus 300, and I'll take some goals. Oh, let me get the Wild and the Capitals here in this one, and I'm showing the Capitals are favored minus $1.15. Is the total 6.5? It is, and it's 6.5 under at minus 115, or even maybe minus 120. So a move to the under here in the Wild versus the Capitals. Take a look in depth here at this one. Or not. All right, here we go. The Wild come in with a 3-3-1 record, 1-2 on the road thus far. For the Capitals, they come in with a 2-3 record, 2-4 on the puck line. They're 1-2 so far at home. Another road-dominated series here. When you talk about uh, Minnesota and Washington, 6 of the last 8 meetings have been won by the road team in this series. Washington has lost 25 of their last 34 games overall, dating back to last season. They've also lost 6 of their last 8 home games. Are also 2-15 uh, off of a win in their last 17 games. That also dates back, though, to last season. Here's Wild for Ray. Juan says, give me the Wild. Berner says this will be a good day to take the dogs and you could eat. Yeah, right? I mean, why couldn't I just walk up to the window and at least start myself with a parlay of the Blackhawks and the Sharks? I mean, there's so many other games to choose from that are better, and these are $3 games. Just put that, take out a $20 bill and put it on there. And then, maybe you have $100 by the end of the day in that one. That, I don't, could do worse. And then you could load up on your real games. Minnesota's gone over 6 of their 7 games so far this season, and that's kind of looked like where the total was kind of headed here a little bit. But that was when it opened at 6, and it since moved up to 6.5. There's definitely been some movement here on this total. Is it still? Let me see. Fleury and Kemper. Is that what you guys are showing in this one? Fleury so far this season, 87% save percentage. He's 1-1. For Kemper, he's got an 87% save percentage. He's 1-2-1 so far this season. This is a tough game. It's a tough game for me, I think. Guess I've got to pull the trigger here, and maybe I'm not as hot on the over as I once was, but if it keeps coming down, that might be something that I'm going to be interested in here. Man, this one's pretty tough, man. I mean, the Capitals are very, very bad. I mean, how they could be favored here kind of bothers me a little bit. Like, maybe are we missing something with it? Because the Wild, I don't know, seemed like a pretty okay, decent team. Yeah, Washington, did they play better last game? Yeah. Did Ovechkin finally, register something? Sure. Sure he did. But Washington, they got the 6-4 win against New Jersey on the road, ending their 3-game losing streak here. And I guess I'll just take Minnesota and figure they're the better team right now. That's all. That's all there is to it. Yeah. In fact, I do want Minnesota here as my play now that I'm looking at this line at a even money or so. Maybe we're overrating the Wild a little bit, and maybe Washington isn't going to be just awful, but let me try even money here on the road. Oops. Now I'm ready to talk about my Kings on the road here in this one against the Diamond. I want to put the Diamondbacks in the game here. The Kings on the road in this one against the Arizona Coyotes. Talbot going up against Vejmelka. And, Vejmelka is one of the good things about the Coyotes that I've kind of been, at least supporting them a little bit. Look, I know what everybody said. We've talked about it on every show so far about the obvious improvement possibly going on here with the Coyotes this year. And, hey, it looks to be the case. I mean, can I move them up against teams like the Blackhawks in the rankings? We'll see. Kings come in with a 3-2-1 record, 2-0 on the road, interestingly enough, while Arizona comes in with 3 victories already. It feels like we've been on every one of them. Arizona, they've played just one home game so far. It kind of sounds like the Diamondbacks. Or no, the Rangers. Sounds like the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers, talking about all those road wins. They've only played like 4 home games in a month, because they keep winning the series on the road. They never make it back home. All right, here we go. Kings have won 7 of the last 8 meetings here in Arizona. So, I don't know. That seems pretty good. Kings have gone over in 7 of their last 8 overall, dating back to last season. They've gone over in 5 of their six games this season. All right, you guys. Maybe I do need glasses. I'll be hitting that double nickel here soon, so uh, maybe time to fix some things up. All right, for the Kings and the Coyotes, 7 of the last 10 meetings here in Arizona have gone under, including a few in the mini building here. Um, we've got one on the Coyotes in this one. I know where I'm going with the total here tonight, I'm pretty sure. So I better not try to tip my hand too much in this one, but I would think it could be a pretty good night for the Kings. I'm going to take them on the road. Uh, Probably not laying the best price. That's why I'm going with them as a free play. And maybe I like the total just a little bit better. I'm high on the Kings, you guys. I like Arizona too. I think they're a team that I'm going to be looking to play moving forward. They're already, up a unit and a half on the puck line so far. Both teams have a 4-2 puck line record. But the Coyotes puck line is pretty high tonight at -$2. I mean, here I'm only laying $1.45 with the Kings, and you know what? I think it's actually a little bit cheaper than that. So Juan loves the over, and I'll take the Kings and take my Kings on the road. That's saying something. Look, I mean, I'm always got my radar up trying to find flaws. Juan, I'm not giving anything away here. Um, all right. All right, the Blues are going to take on the Canucks tonight. And the Blues on this road trip here. Bennington going up against Thatcher Demko, it looks like. I didn't even, double check the goalies today, you guys. I'm sorry if we get these. It looks like we've got them right. I'm got St. Louis here on the road. Saw last night's game. That was my one loser. I tried to go over in that game. Maybe I learned my lesson in the matchup by trying to do that. So we shall see. But I think maybe for me, I'm going to try St. Louis. I know they're on the back-to-back. Maybe no one's going to want St. Louis here, after, winning a road game yesterday, basically at Calgary, and this is their third straight road game. They're on a back-to-back. This is a third game in 4 nights situation. Kind of one of the worst, not a great situation schedule-wise, but I don't know. Vancouver, they've won 5 of 6. They're kind of living high off the hog a little bit here with their start. They are already up 4 units on the puck line, and now you're going to have to make me lay $1.90 here in this one. I'm gonna take St. Louis, even with the back-to-back in this one. This is another road team series. 9 of the last 12 have been won by the road team, and the underdog is at 10 of the last 14 meetings. So, and those are generalizations in the stats to a certain extent, but Bennington has been good. He's been one of the best so far, actually. 94.5% save percentage. He's 2-1 so far with an OT loss, I do believe. So, or a shootout loss, whatever it was. I know it was one of those first games. I think it was the first game of the season, actually, the one against Dallas, a 2-1 shutout there. But good run for Vancouver. I mean, right now they are one of the probably overlooked teams to a certain extent right now, as far as the team's doing well, and they're on this 3-game winning streak on the, and did it all on the road too. So, or no, 2-game winning streak. Yeah, 2-game winning streak. Sorry about that, you guys. They beat Nashville 3-2. They beat Florida 5-3. Before that, they had lost to Tampa Bay 4-3. That's what it was. They lost. They played well in that game, and they lost to Philadelphia 2-0. They also won at Edmonton, so they were 3-2 on that 5-game trip. Pretty impressive for Vancouver, considering where they stood coming into the season and where they still stand. Juan says go with St. Louis. I will. Thank you, Juan. We're on 4 puck line road teams, 4 puck line dogs. So we'll see how that works for us. That's it for hockey, you guys. Thank you. And man, it's already 8. Jeez, can you believe this? I don't want to jeopardize your time. I'm so thankful that you guys stick around with me here. There is 1 game in college football tonight, 2 actually, but we'll preview this one. Brown and Penn also going off, and after I went 2-0 in premiums yesterday in FCS football, I'm probably going to come right back in the Ivy League as well, where we've had some premium winners. So please consider the package today from me. That 3-day would be really nice today with, like I said, wait until late afternoon and before the game start. If you pick up the 3-day before the card starts, say before 3 p.m., I don't know if I'm even going to be on that game, but just to make sure or whatnot, that's probably going to give you enough time to get on the games for Monday as well. That it really is a 4-day pass. Use the $20, use the promo code for the discount. So basically for $79, 4 days of plays from me, you're going to have, I'm sure, close to, I'll say 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 plays today. Tomorrow, 10, 15 plays. Sunday, probably another 10 plays. Remember, the World Series is going here for 2 days as well. And then Monday, Monday Night Football and other stuff. So, look, this is the way I kind of work it with the show and everything as we get into this college football game. So you come on here, you maybe looking for a little bit of help, or if you get the free plays, fine. But I give you the free plays. Hopefully, give you a jump. We had a pretty good day. I think we were 8-4 yesterday with that big card. So get started with that way. Even betting lower amounts if you want, and then maybe you can get the premium package with me and kind of get rolling that way, and then be up to some of these because you see the numbers there where I'm the top handicapper on the site, over 4 dimes of profit. Like I said, dime players are up $40,000 this season. It seems like a lot of money when you're betting 1,000, but if you're betting that much on every game and you're taking care of your bankroll, that's just part of your work. That's part of your tools of the trade, if you will, like your hammer. Your money is your hammer. Let's get into this one. With the Owls and the 49ers. See how you guys want to approach this one on a Friday night. Florida Atlantic coming in with a 3-4 record. Right now, Charlotte at 2-5. Not the best game we could have had here for our Friday game, but definitely something worth taking a look at. You want to have some college football? Certainly tonight. For the Florida Atlantic Owls, they come in here having gone 7-11 against the spread their last 18 games in conference. Also just 3-6 as a road favorite. This one slowly has been moving along to Charlotte. Florida Atlantic opened a 6.5-point favorite here on the road, and now they're all the way down to 3.5. Charlotte's just 1-5 straight up and against the spread against Division 1A teams, but they seem to be getting the crust of the action here in this one. Ray wants to be on FAU. Thank you so much, Juan. Great job today. If you're leaving us, thank you. Take care. Appreciate it. Dwight says take Charlotte here as well. And for me, it does feel like that Charlotte maybe they took so much action early on. Really, the sharps just pounded Charlotte time and time again. I mean, Charlotte this, Charlotte that, until they finally started to come on FAU here just a little bit of late. But I'm not sure that I still want any part of FAU here on the road, even against this Charlotte team, and without without all this price. Four straight unders for Charlotte coming in here. FAU has won the last four games of this series, having gone 3-1. The under has come in seven, the last eight meetings between these two teams. Now, home dogs don't do very well in this conference so far this season. Just 2-7 against the number, but just seems like such an overwhelming push to Charlotte here. And FAU they don't seem that good, quite frankly. Despite the fact that Charlotte, one of their wins came against an FCS team. Um, who was it? It was who was it actually? No, they played all Division Ones, right? They beat South Carolina. They lost to Maryland. They lost to Georgia State. Lost at Florida. They won at TCU, of course, last week in that bizarre game that was 3-0 at halftime. I think they were winning. They went on to win 10-7. So they got a win out of it. So, all right, you guys. I guess I got. It's not a pretty game here tonight, is it? So, this big move on Charlotte here. I'll take them. I mean, I'm not getting the best of it anymore. And this isn't a great game tonight. I don't even know if I can get premium on it. I think I know what I like if I do premium. Maybe I'm just waiting for a little bit more movement. But to give me Charlotte here, I'll just take them at 3.5. 3.5. That's just what we'll have to go on. Okay, I've been here a long time, you guys, 2.5 hours. And I know there's more college football that I want to look at. Let's see if we can bang out a few of these games here real quick for Saturday. Try to get our opinion out there because we got to go over more games tomorrow. All right, the Oregon Ducks are going to take on Utah here in this one on Saturday. And you have the Ducks here on the road, -6.5, total 48.5 or so coming into this one. Utah can be terrific at home still. I mean, I don't think there's any problem with this Utah team. Are the Oregon Ducks a title contender? Yeah, of course they are. They're looking great right now. But as much as I've talked up the Pac 10, they always kind of stumble or struggle or whatever. And in the Pac 12, the teams knock off each other. It's the carnage that always gets it done. I think that's kind of been the problem over the years with the Pac 12 to a certain extent, getting the recognition that they need because they do end up with road victories in conference against tough teams, sometimes against mediocre Pac 12 teams. And that's what happens. And it could happen here in this one. Now, look, Oregon scored more than 33 points a game so far this season with Nix and his, great job that he's been doing. The Ducks on the road have been fine. They beat Texas Tech on the road. They crushed Stanford on the road. Their only losses to the Huskies, that 3-point game. So far with Lanning. They're covering numbers on the road. They're 5-2 as a road favorite. They're 9-4. Their last 13 in conference. Utah's coming off a game against USC where they won on the road 34-32. So that may have taken a lot out of them. But if you're going to offer up 6.5 points now, Utah State, look, I mean, Utah State, do not do that. There's no comparison. I mean, look, Utah, the Ducks they've lost here the last 2 trips. Utah still has that defense. I'm sorry, I'm taking Utah. I'm not totally down on this Oregon situation, but this just feels like it can be close. I'm not worried about the Cam Rising. I mean, he never was going to play this season, right? He wasn't going to play. He's not going to play. It's done. It's over. But we've been playing with a different quarterback all season anyways so far. So we're going to be just fine. Utah's 4-0 at home so far. You know, they've got a great coach. This is a great situation for Utah. They're 12-4 against the spread. Their last 16 at home. Oregon's been covering numbers, no doubt about it. But I'm gonna be taking Utah here for sure. I also, I'm on Utah. Give me Utah here plus the points. Look, Oregon's great. Thomas is on Utah. Lean to Oregon here. Give me Utah. Let's keep it moving. The Georgia game against Florida. We're ready for the world's biggest cocktail party in this one with Georgia and Florida in Jacksonville, of course, as always. The world's largest cocktail party, and what's going to happen? Look at Georgia as what are they 14.5 here now? This one opened 15.5, but the look ahead. The early look ahead had Georgia as high as 20.5. And maybe given what we know now again about Florida, right? They are 4-0 at home. We'll mention they are just 3-4 against the spread. Georgia, for their 7-0 record, is 2-5 against the spread thus far. They've just been laying, too many points. But with Mertz, people want to make fun of Mertz, but look, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But I wanted to see, did they move this line any low? Can they move this line any lower? I'm interested in Georgia. If they do. I'm kind of interested in Georgia right now. I might just have to lay this on the show. It's still 14.5. Boy, I guess I'll still lay it on the show here, but I want to make sure I get it down to at least 14. In fact, 12.5 would be beautiful. I'd even lay some juice here to get involved with it. I think you're getting a big discount on Georgia, actually, in the matchup. They won last year's game 42-20 at home. They also won here the year before 34-7 as a 14-point dog back in 2021. So I want Georgia. I want to lay the points here. I know that maybe Florida might be getting some attention from sharps here in this one, but Ray's on Georgia and Thomas is on Georgia also. So I will take Georgia here and lay the points and keep it moving. Want to do these kind of quick, you guys. We want to get the videos out there, have a little bit of analysis, but we've been here a long time today. Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. Notre Dame comes in 6-2, 4-1 here at home. Pittsburgh 2-5, 0-3 against the number. Look, this thing's up to 20, 20 and a half now. Wow. I'll just put a 21. How's that? I'll just put 21 because I'm taking Notre Dame to roll here against Pittsburgh. Not something I'm too apt to doing, laying 3 touchdowns with a Notre Dame team, but right now I think I am in this one. Notre Dame just continues to roll in conference. They've covered 10 out of their last 11 conference um, conference games right now. So Pittsburgh just won 5-1 against the spread. Notre Dame, you'd think, good teams usually good record and don't cover numbers. Well, Notre Dame 6-2 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. So I'm going to take Notre Dame here. They did beat Pittsburgh in their last meeting 45-3. That was 3 years ago, but it was in Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Notre Dame. They're off the, of course, big win over USC. They beat USC here by 4 touchdowns at home, remember? So why couldn't they roll here against a Pittsburgh team that lost to Wake Forest last time out? They've lost at Virginia Tech. We know that can be tough, but they lost at home to North Carolina. They lost, at Cincy. So I'm going to take Notre Dame here. I'm going to lay these points. I'm laying the points. Iowa State and Baylor in this one. Iowa State comes in with a 4-3 record, 1-2 straight up record on the road for Baylor. They're coming in with a 3-4 record and a 2-4-1 spread record. They are just 1-4 straight up. So been a bit of a disappointment here for Baylor this season, but Iowa State has apparently been taking all the action here so far this week, and I'm not about it. I'm not about laying it with Iowa State on the road. Sure, have they been better right now? Yes. Is something amiss with Baylor and their situation? Maybe, but I don't want to play Iowa State here on the road right now. Baylor won last year 31-27 on the road. Baylor won here the year before that, although they did not cover in that one. Or no, that one in 2 years ago. Let me see. Oh, 31-29. Baylor, they were a 6.5-point favorite. Iowa State got the money in that one. Okay, no problem there. Anyways, I'm going to end up here on Baylor in this one. I've seen some pretty good handicappers on Iowa State this week. Iowa State's taking all the action. I get all that. But remember, Baylor is coming off a win against Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati been kind of hit or miss. Yeah, but that was big for Baylor because they had lost at home to Texas Tech by like 25 points. So they've also beaten Central Florida on the road. Iowa State lost at Oklahoma State. Remember that talked about game 50-20. Now, they do have a common opponent here, in fact, because Iowa State, they are coming off the bye, but they played Cincinnati last time out and won 30-10 at Cincinnati. So maybe people looking at that too, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm taking Baylor at home here. Baylor might be broken a little bit. I'm going to take points at home. All right, BYU and Texas. Hey, this game looks like it should be a match, a game that's matched up, but not a great matchup this time. Or maybe always going to be sided to Texas. I'm just saying these two teams should meet, BYU and Texas, and now that they're in the same conference, they will. Here with Texas favored big time at home by 17.5 in this one against the Cougars. All right, Texas comes in here with a 6-1 record, 3-1 so far at home. Both BYU losses so far this season have come on the road. They're 1-2. Both teams are 3-4 against the spread so far this season. BYU just 4-9 in their last 13 road games. It is a tricky number, especially at 17 and a half. Probably going to want to try to get off that, get it down at least a couple of points lower, maybe lay a little bit. I'd be willing to do it. I know people aren't going to lay any extra juice here when they're talking about 2 touchdowns, but I am. And Thomas and I often in agreement, but not here. I like Texas right now. These are the type of games for Texas. If they're going to still try to stay in the hunt for the national championship, you need to roll. Look, Quinn Ewers, his status for the game is certainly in doubt in this one, and that is the big news surrounding the game. But this is the University of Texas after all, and they have a certainly a backup that can come in here in Malik Murphy to do the quarterbacking in this one for Texas. For Murphy so far, he's just been in there just a handful of snaps so far this season, but he'll be the man in this game. I think he'll be fine. I've got Texas to win it. The spread hasn't really been affected necessarily too much by it. Like I said, make sure you get it down. I would say get it down under 16 points. The lower you can get it, maybe it can go down a little bit. You never want to get up over $2 or anything for too many points. But I do like Texas's chances to get it done here against Slovis and the Cougars. All right, Mississippi State and Auburn in SEC action right now. The Bulldogs here on the road are getting 6.5 from the Tigers on Saturday afternoon, late Saturday afternoon. You got Auburn coming in with just a 3-4 record, 2-2 straight up at home thus far. Mississippi State comes in 4-3. They're 2-5 against the spread. Both teams are 2-5 against the spread. Actually, last year these two teams played. Mississippi State won a wild one, 39-33 at home. In that one, they were a 12.5 point favorite, I believe, in that one. Before that, Mississippi State won at Auburn, 43-34. So these two teams have combined to go, close to 80, close to or over 80 points in each of the last two meetings. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the way this one is going to go. The total right now is down to 41. Let me update that. I'm sorry if the other spreads were a little off. I didn't update them. We're in a hurry here to finish this show, I'm afraid. But for me, I'm probably going to be more apt to take Mississippi State in this game plus the points here. You have Mississippi State. Look, they haven't been too great in conference, but they do play pretty good defense. And I would think against, Auburn and their offense has not been, it's run oriented for sure at Auburn. I mean, I think they might have 1,000 yards passing so far this season. So for Mississippi State here, I'm going to take the points in this one on the road, getting 6.5 or so. Will Rogers is questionable, so that tempers my enthusiasm on it. Is also why I'm still kind of making it a free play, and I'm sure that's probably reflected in why the line is where it is, because I don't know, maybe if Will Rogers was probable, it would be under 6. I did see an early look ahead as low as 4 here, so definitely some injuries on the defensive front as well for Mississippi State, but I'm willing to take 6.5 points here in this one. Total down to 41. I kind of wanted to go under, but I'm not going to do that to you. Well, USC is going to take on California. Pac-12 action on Saturday in this one for USC. They're favored here by double digits on the road. Uh, Obviously, I watched the Laker game last night, and I saw uh, Caleb Williams sitting in the front row. I mean, he's obviously got money. Is taking just some time out from working on being a professional sports franchise owner to play this game on. He's going to pro basketball games. He's working on being. He's going to take his time out of his schedule to play. He's obviously very focused on the Cal Bears here moving forward. Give me Cal. This will be the game. This is a slip up. They give me Cal on the money line. Caleb Lewis going to start falling apart here at this point. I feel like, look, I love him, man. I hope he does go on, and I have big questions on him moving forward. The questions to me are going to get greater each week. I believe more and more pressure coming on Caleb Williams moving forward. Give me Cal. USC. I think maybe look under. USC's been putting up points with Will. This whole situation has been great. Last 27 games, they've gone 21-6 to the over, 19-7 to the over. Last 26 in conference, 38-17 to the over overall. In this series, it's 14-4 to the under. Last 18, 7-2 to the under. Last 9. This is a time of the year where Cal in conference starts to go under, even when they're terrible. So Cal's been going over as an underdog and in conference, but I've got right now Williams. I've got sell your stock on Williams, and I'm taking Cal here. It doesn't matter who they have. They're a team. They're not great. I get that, but I think Williams. How can you be focused right now? You're talking a bunch of things that make no sense. You're at the Laker game until late at night, sitting in the front row like you're somebody. And Ray says go under here. I couldn't agree more. All right. That's a lot of show. I got to go. Let's get out of here, man. That's a long time to be on. 2.5 hours or more. They tell me, get off the air. Get off the air. We don't want to look at you anymore. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me, Morning's Team, for Friday. We're back tomorrow with a big card, including the World Series, a bunch of college football. Let me see. I thought I had something else for you. CFL, maybe? Nah. I'll catch you in the Discord. Hit me up in the Discord on that. Get my premium pick packages. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks. Absolutely our best picks every day are at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. Look at the games we have lined up for you today at Tony's Picks, including soccer action. You've got Bundesliga coming up. Mainz going up against Bochum. You got Nice and Clermont in France. You got English League here, Spurs and Palace. You've got also Spanish League with Celta Vigo and Girona. And you got all the games today. Look at them all of the cappers lined up here with premium picks all day long. Check them out over at Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20%. My premium plays aren't even up there yet because I'm going to get out of here and put them up there. You grab that package after 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Get all my plays for the weekend. You get that 3-day package for $79. Use the promo code TonyT. That saves you 20%. That's going to get it down to $79. And then you're going to have my plays to add to your plays all the way through the weekend and Monday. Make sure you get it probably in the next after 3 hours from now. I'll get all the plays that are in. I want to finalize some things. My plays will be in by 3 Eastern, noon Pacific for sure. They'll be in there probably in just an hour or two, but I want to make sure you get in line for Monday. So you get 4 days of my package over at tonyspicks.com, not just 3. It says 3. You order it after noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, you're getting 4 days of package right here. The 3-day all sports pass will get you 4 days if you get it after 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, because then you'll get today, you'll get Saturday, you'll get Sunday. And since you'll be online, you'll have to look at the picks before your expiration time, but the picks will already be in for that day, barring any late steam, maybe 1 or 2 plays or whatever. But you'll then have the plays for Monday. 4 days, $79, less than $20 a day. Ramon Scott, get you started right now. There's my screaming tout plays of the day. You got to get my action. Thanks, everybody. Catch you tomorrow. More morning steam. Thank you to everybody in the chat for all your comments and picks. For Tony'sPicks.com, this has been Ramon Scott.